The garage door didn't rise quickly. It moved slowly, deliberately, as if the machine behind it deserved a reveal rather than an entrance. Julian Kane stood still, hands relaxed at his sides as carbon fiber and polished metal emerged from the shadows. The car wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. Rare supercars that cost more than houses don't announce themselves, they wait to be recognized. The scent inside the garage wasn't fuel or rubber. It was leather, resin, and quiet precision. Every surface reflected intention. The car sat low, wide, sculpted like it had been carved by air itself. This wasn't transportation. This was engineering elevated to art. For most people, a house represents safety, permanence, and achievement. But for the ultra-elite, a rare supercar represents something deeper. Control over velocity, identity, and scarcity. You can build more houses. You cannot replicate a machine that was limited by design, approval, and legacy. Julian walked around the car slowly, appreciating details invisible to casual observers. Hand-stitched seams aligned perfectly with aerodynamic channels. The paint wasn't a color, it was a formula. Custom mixed, never repeated. Under the hood sat an engine assembled by a single master technician whose name was etched discreetly into the metal. That signature alone justified the price. These cars don't come from dealerships. They come from relationships, invitations, waiting lists that never guarantee delivery. To own one you must be vetted. Your history matters. Your collection matters. Your reputation matters. Money alone is not enough. That is the first truth about rare supercars that cost more than houses. They are not bought. They are earned through alignment with a brand's legacy. Julian remembered the call that changed everything. No sales pitch. No negotiation. Just a question. Are you ready? That question wasn't about money. It was about responsibility. Because when you own something this rare, you become its temporary guardian, not just its driver. He opened the door. The cabin welcomed him like a tailored suit. Nothing flashy. Nothing unnecessary. Every dial, every surface, existed to enhance connection between human and machine. When you sit inside a car like this, you don't feel wealthy. You feel focused. The door closed softly. Silence returned. That was the moment Julian understood why some cars cost more than houses. Houses shelter you from the world. These cars allow you to move through it with authority. The engine came to life with a controlled growl, not aggressive but alive. Julian eased the car out, the road ahead empty and private. Rare supercars are rarely driven publicly. Not because of fear but because exposure diminishes mystique. These machines are meant to be experienced, not displayed. As speed built smoothly, Julian felt the precision immediately. Steering responded before thought. Acceleration felt endless yet controlled. This wasn't speed for thrill, it was speed for mastery. Every movement was intentional. Every response exact. What separates rare supercars from expensive ones is not horsepower alone. It's scarcity. Some models are limited to 10 units worldwide. Others to 5. Some to 1. These cars are engineered knowing they will never be replaced. That knowledge changes how they are built, and how they are owned. Collectors store them in climate-controlled vaults. Tires lifted to preserve shape. Engines started weekly but never overused. Service performed by factory specialists flown in privately. These cars are treated like living artifacts, not possessions. Julian remembered visiting another collector's garage once. No labels. No signs. Just rows of machines worth more than entire neighborhoods. The owner spoke quietly, almost reverently. Not about price but about lineage. About what came before. About why this model mattered in automotive history. Because that is the truth. Rare supercars are purchased as chapters in a larger narrative. They represent moments when engineering peaked, when rules were bent, when brands dared to create something unnecessary but unforgettable. Driving one changes your perception of time. Roads feel shorter. Distances collapse. Yet paradoxically you drive slower. More intentionally. Because you're not in a rush. You're present. Fully aware that this experience cannot be replicated. Julian pulled over briefly, letting the engine idle. He stepped out, listening to the quiet ticking as metal cooled. The car rested like a predator at ease. This was not about dominance over others. It was about alignment between human intention and mechanical perfection. That is why these cars cost more than houses. Houses depreciate emotionally. Cars like this appreciate in meaning. Over time, their value grows not just in money but in myth. The second truth became clear. Rare supercars are not symbols of wealth. They are symbols of belonging to a very small, very disciplined world. As evening settled, Julian returned the car to its place. The garage lights dimmed automatically, protecting the paint from unnecessary exposure. The engine rested. Silence returned. But the presence lingered. Rare supercars rarely change hands. When they do, it's quietly, privately, often within the same circle. Auctions happen behind closed doors. Transactions completed without announcements. Because the people who matter already know. These cars are often passed down. Fathers teach sons how to respect them. Not how to drive fast, but how to understand restraint. Because power without discipline destroys legacy. Julian thought about how strange it was that a machine could carry so much meaning. But then he understood. These cars represent something most people never experience. Ownership without compromise. No committee decisions. No mass production. No dilution. In a world where everything is accessible, rare supercars represent limits intentionally created. And within those limits, perfection thrives. That is why billionaires collect them. Not to race. Not to show off. But to remind themselves that excellence still exists. That craftsmanship still matters. That not everything needs to scale. The final truth settled quietly. Rare supercars that cost more than houses are not about speed, money, or status. They are about respect for mastery. They remind their owners that reaching the top is not the end. Preserving meaning once you arrive. That is the real challenge. And so the cars wait. In silence. In darkness. Perfectly maintained. Ready when called upon. Not to impress the world. But to reward those who understand what true rarity really means.